Okay. So calling the meeting to order. Can we do a quick roll call? Vicky Kostrowski?
Present.
Drew Buchanan?
Present.
Julie West?
Here.
Pete Saunders here. Did anybody have a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Passed. So tonight we have three things on the agenda, although two seem to be quite connected. So if we could start with the plat 2401, the 43 lot subdivision called Hunter Woods. So do we have a petitioner here? Would you like to come up?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm John Kopchak, and I represent Park Street Community LLC. We're the petitioner for the Hunter Woods development. Thanks for having us here.
So what's the normal format here?
Just go ahead and present your petition.
Sure. Charlie, do you want to help me? Yeah. This is our engineer, Charlie Ray from Duneland Group.
Yeah, just give us an overview of the
Yeah.
project, if you would, and
The overview of the project is, it's approximately, like you said, it's 43 lots. Majority of those lots will be townhomes, and they'll range anywhere from 3 to 5 units. And they'll all have sewer, water,
3 to 5 bedrooms, yeah?
pardon?
3 to 5 bedrooms.
All
yeah.
3 bedrooms. There's 1,700 square feet, which is big, and they also have 2-car garages.
Okay.
So it's not, it's made for people that, the young people that really can't afford a large house, but they want to get into a house. So they'll run between two.
Pricing wise?
Yeah, pricing wise.
It's going to be kind of in the low to mid 300s price point, but we've tried to create a development where where it's the best of both worlds in terms of density and livability. So, for example, as you might have seen on the site plan, no two backyards kind of stare at each other. We also have a few single-family home lots there. We also have a rental component, which is on the northeast corner of the land. So again, the layout hasn't really changed since we were up here last time in terms of where things are and how many of them are there. But our goal is to, on these roughly 34, 35 acres, to create a healthy mix of for sale, single-family homes, townhomes, as well as for rent, garden-style apartments, no higher than 2 stories. So yeah, I don't know if you want to add anything else.
And we have the drainage set up so that we will not have water flowing onto other people's properties and things like that. We have, which has been reviewed by your staff. And we, like I said, like John said, we have it set so that people aren't looking in people's backyards. They'll have ponds, trees, other amenities that will keep them from staring at their neighbors.
Okay. Any questions from the board? So we'll open it up for any public comment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Would anybody from the floor like to make any comment?
and if you would, make sure that you've signed in the back if you're speaking for the record.
Jessica Sheeler, 1866 North, 100 West. I was wondering if I could see like a map of the
sure.
their new proposed plan.
So this is sideways. North is actually oriented 90 degrees.
Right. Can I come up? Sorry.
Yeah, you can come up and take a look. That's fine. We apologize. It's hard to project this in a larger format, so. So that's 100
So
West. That's 100 West.
These have like driveways onto 100.
Those
Or,
will likely have driveways onto 100. Those are single-family homes.
Any concerns or questions?
Well, of course, I would like it to not be that big, but I'm happy with 43 compared to 97, so.
Okay, thank you. Well, I don't see there's a need for an applicant response, so,
Staff report?
staff report.
Yep. I'm sorry?
Want to close the public meeting first?
Okay, sorry, yeah, I'm going to close the public section of the meeting.
Oh, yeah. Okay, staff report?
Staff report, please.
Okay, the applicant is Park Street Community LLC, represented by Doolin Group. The property owner is Hester J.W. Muller, trustee of the H.J. Muller Revocable Trust Agreement. The information about the property, the parcel number, the approximate location of the address of the location from major streets is, it's approximately located in the 1700 block of Park Street. The subdivision is to be referred to as Hunter Woods. Total acreage is 34.2 acres. It is not located within a flood zone. The zoning of the subject property is R1C, R2B, and R3A. This zoning was established previously. The use of the subject property is currently a vacant wooded lot. Proposed zoning is the same as the existing. Proposed land use is a mixture of single-family, townhouse, and multifamily apartment units. The zoning of the adjacent properties is as follows. To the north is R1B, to the south is R1B, to the east is M2, to the west is R1B. The land use of the adjacent properties, to the north is residential, to the south is residential, to the east is industrial and vacant, and to the west is residential. Petitioner proposes to subdivide the existing lots into 43 lots to allow for the proposed mixed residential subdivision with single-family townhouse and multifamily residential units on approximately 34.2 acres. Chapter 82, Article 5, subdivisions of the City of LaPorte Municipal Code allows the subdivider to present a preliminary plat to the Plan Commission and to the Board of Public Works and Safety before making a formal presentation of the final plat. The rules and regulations contained in this article are adopted to secure and provide for, 1, the proper arrangement of streets and highways in relation to existing or planned streets or highways. 2, adequate and convenient open spaces for traffic, utilities, access for firefighting apparatus, recreation, light, and air. And 3, avoidance of congestion of population and the establishment of standards for the construction of any and all improvements required in this article. The history of the site, per the site aerial image, the total area of the combination of the 3 parcels is 34.2 acres and is currently zoned R1C, single-family residential district, R2B, townhouse residential district, and R3, low-rise multiple-family residential district. Currently, the property is a vacant wooded lot with no structures on site. Site review findings. Site review was held on May 1st, 2024, and the meeting notes are attached to the Plan Commission meeting packet for review. The statement of compliance. Section 27.12 of the 2017 revised joint zoning ordinance states that the Plan Commission shall be guided by and give consideration to the general policy and pattern of development set out in the countywide land development plan. Staff analysis. Doolin Group and Park Street Community LLC are submitting a preliminary plat for Plan Commission approval to allow for 43 lot subdivision in order to allow the proposed development of single-family, townhomes, and multifamily apartment dwelling units on the approximately 34.2 acres. The preliminary plat shows the layout of public rights-of-way road access for each of the residential dwelling units on the proposed residential development. According to section 82-516 of the subdivision ordinance, the public rights-of-way within the proposed development meet the minimum width requirements. The utility, stormwater, and access easements are all adequate according to city standards along lots 7 through 16 on Park Street. The proposed subdivision is properly arranged for legal access to all lots described in the preliminary plat drawings, which allows for adequate provisions for traffic safety and access for fire protection as well as public utility coordination. Staff recommendation. Staff finds that the proposed subdivision conforms to the guidelines as set forth in Chapter 82, Article 5, subdivisions of the City of LaPorte Municipal Code. Staff recommends approval of the preliminary plat 24-01 petition to allow for the Hunter Woods subdivision, submitted to the Plan Commission on May 9th, 2024.
Thank you, Craig. So really, any board comment, any board discussion, or do we go to a vote?
This is probably I think the fourth time we've seen it between the council annexation and everything, and the city's very much needs this. I thank the developer for the speed that it's going, and I thank Craig and the staff for doing a thorough evaluation, and
Agreed.
it's welcome to the city, in my opinion.
So, all those in favour?
You need a motion?
So we're voting to approve or favour or recommendation for the final plat.
Yeah, I think you need a motion. I would make a motion.
Motion
To approve as
Yep.
presented.
Second.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Passed. Okay, and we move on to the second item tonight. Actually, we're doing these together, right, Craig?
Okay.
Item, 5 and 6 on the agenda. So this is Velada Properties. So Rumley Street.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Been here before in front of you. I'll remind you, I'm Bill Nelson from Brady, Nelson and James, a law firm over in Michigan City. I represent Velada Properties LLC. I'd like to introduce the man behind Velada Properties LLC, John Christodoulakis is here and with me this evening. John is a restaurateur, comes from a family you probably all know here in our community. And John is beginning his career also as a developer. And this is one of the projects he has recently taken on. He has acquired 1506 Rumley Street in Velada Properties LLC. And John's goal is to take a parcel that has a home on it. This is a long-standing community in our neighborhood. You're familiar, this is a neighborhood that's been one of the older neighborhoods in the city of LaPorte. There's a home there now that John has a good tenant in. The lot is large enough it's actually large enough to develop and build 2 more homes, but the topography doesn't allow for that. John's goal is to subdivide his lot and build another home on there and provide a good quality rental facility in LaPorte. I know, as you said, Mr. Saunders, there's 2 petitions that we have. I know you have to vote on them separately, but with your permission, we'd like to address them both. Unfortunately, the procedures and the rules require that even though we're doing a subdivision of 1 lot into 2, we still have to go through this whole process. I've been informed by the city that process is in the works of being revamped so that 3 or fewer divisions in the future, you won't have to have people like me standing here and going through preliminaries and finals and Board of Public Works and whatnot, but here we are today. I'll try to make it relatively quick. I would like to provide for the record the documents that we are required to provide as part of the procedures. Those documents include my affidavit of notification to all adjoining property owners. I also have the affidavit of publication we published for both preliminary and plat because we knew we'd be proceeding on both tonight, as well as the form setting forth the names and addresses of all adjoining property owners. We have green cards. We only have 1 that came back as not deliverable, but we sent it to the addresses required under the rules. So if I may approach and provide these.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Probably needs no introduction, but I will do so anyway. The infamous Jim Kyle is here with us. He's part of this project. Jim is the one that prepared the plats. Craig, I don't know what you've got on the screen that can be
Yeah,
pulled
I
up
can,
to identify where this is. A second driveway has been created, so there'll be a dedicated driveway for the parcel. As far as the details of the plat, if you've got questions, I'm glad Jim is here because he'll be able to answer those. Property is zoned, the property at question is R1D. All the property surrounding it is either R1B or R1D. Residential, and then, of course, the cemetery is right there in the neighborhood. John's intent, again, is to build a brand-new structure. He's already done a lot of work on the home that is there now where he has a tenant. And it is John's goal to be the type of landlord that this city wants so that tenants can live in very, very good living conditions. And that's what you're going to get with John and Vallata Properties. So that is our request tonight, is approval of the preliminary and the final plat. Incidentally, there's no need for erosion control, there's no need for lighting and parking due to the circumstance. This is a neighborhood. We're looking to put another home in an existing neighborhood. So with that, I'll turn it over to you to ask any questions you might have of Jim, Kyle, if any, regarding the actual details of the plat itself.
One thing on that property, does Rumley Street go all the way to the end of that property? Does Rumley Street, it looks like Rumley Street kind of ends at the current house that's on that property? Is
Rumley
that-
turns and goes into Chestnut. Rumley does not go all the way south.
Okay, but it will extend to the end of that, the property where the new house is gonna be built?
No. There'll be there'll be one driveway that goes down there,
Okay,
serves both those houses, but Rumley never did go that far south.
So it's two distinct driveways, they're not trying to share a driveway or anything?
There's gonna be a common easement, 10 foot on each side, so it'll be one driveway. But
Okay.
each lot will have its own easement, so it's got access.
Mr. Buchanan, I know it may be difficult to see on the top portion of the red drawing. Oh, you've got it in front of
That's
you.
what I'm looking for.
See the divided line between those? That
Sure.
will separate the two separate easement driveways.
Yep.
It's gonna look like one, but legally, they'll be two separate.
Okay.
It'll be 10 foot on each side, like I said
Okay.
before.
But it's gonna look like one, just because of the location of them. They're gonna be literally side by side.
Are the two properties intended to look similar? I mean, are they,
I don't know that John has come up with the development plans yet, or design plans. I'm sure he'll work closely with Craig and his team when that time comes to put in something suitable for the neighborhood. And I doubt he'll put in something like, for example, uber modern in a traditional neighborhood like it is. He'll build something that will fit and blend in. But the nice thing about it, it's gonna be brand new construction in an old neighborhood.
and you said this is a rental property?
That's the plan.
Okay.
You know, that's John's plan. I mean, again, he's in the early days of his real estate career, and he's hoping to continue to build that here in this community. Hopefully, you'll see him back here with some more great projects. But ultimately, I mean, it could be sold. You know, both of them could be sold as single-family homes to single families independent of each other. But as of right now, they'd all be under his ownership.
Okay.
Well, Vallata Properties ownership, and he's the sole member, by the way.
okay. Further questions? Thank you. So at this point, we'll open it to public comment.
Hi, I am Bailey Sechrist. I'm at 1515 Scott Street. I guess this is more of a question for you guys. So, like, my property is directly behind where you want to build, and it kind of goes down into like a ditch. So I'm assuming that you guys plan to have a whole bunch of construction filling in all those, like that ditch back there. Is that like how that's gonna work? Like, is you guys like backfilling that whole property? Cause it's mainly a huge ditch.
I don't think the home's gonna be down that low.
Okay,
Jim, you can.
cause like the whole acre, cause it goes,
The home's gonna be further up towards the existing home.
mhm,
That, and somebody say earlier that there's really room for two more homes there, but the topography does not allow it
okay,
because of what you just described. So
Okay.
the new home will be further up, closer to the existing dwelling.
okay, so you guys don't plan to like backfill that ditch that's in there or
I
anything?
don't think, there's not a plan right now.
Okay,
Who knows as construction develops, what might
Mhm.
happen? There could be, I don't know.
okay. And then if this does get approved, when do you plan on like breaking ground? Because my husband and I are gonna try to sell our house at the end of this year, and I don't want construction to really mess with that process, because no one really wants to live behind construction, I'm sure you know, but, so when do you think this will, like, break ground?
There is not an immediate plan right now.
Okay.
Wanted to get through the approval process first,
Mhm.
and then he wants to take the next steps to get his other arrangements in place, financing and whatnot, for the project. So that,
Okay.
it's not gonna happen anytime soon. There is no,
Okay.
there's no, rush to the gate, so to speak,
Okay.
to get started.
Okay,
And Bailey, just let me ask, did you sign in the back?
yes, I
Okay,
did.
thank you.
Yep, that's all I had, thank you.
Thank you, Peg. Any further comments? So then we'll close that part of the meeting. So I think we're ready for the staff presentation.
Staff report, so the applicant is Velada Properties LLC, S Series 1506 Rumley Street, John Christodoulakis, represented by attorney Bill Nelson. The property owner is the same. The premises is affected, the actual address of the property is 1506 Rumley Street, existing subdivision, it's lot 13 of J.M. Hannum subdivision of block 13 of W.J. Walker's addition to the city of LaPorte, Indiana. Lot number's 13. Total acreage is 0.77 acres. It is not located in a flood zone. The zoning of the subject property is R1D single family. The use of the subject property is residential. The proposed zoning is the same as the existing, and the proposed land use is also the same as the existing. The zoning of adjacent properties, to the north is R1D single family, to the south is R1D single family, to the east is R1B single family, and to the west is R1D single family. The land use of adjacent properties to the north is residential, to the south is residential, to the east is a cemetery, and to the west is residential. The petitioner proposes to re-subdivide the existing lot into 2 lots that will allow for the existing single-family residential dwelling and surrounding property to be split off and add an additional residential dwelling on the remaining land that is suitable for development. Chapter 82, Article 5, subdivisions of the City of LaPorte Municipal Code allows the subdivider to present a preliminary plat to the Plan Commission and the Board of Works and Public Works and Safety. The rules and regulations contained in this article are adopted and secure and provide for 1, the proper arrangement of streets and highways in relation to existing planned streets or highways. 2, adequate and convenient open spaces for traffic, utilities, and access for firefighting apparatus, recreation, light, and air. And 3, the avoidance of congestion or population and the establishment of standards for the construction of any and all improvements as required in this article. History of the site, per the site aerial image, the total area of the parcel is about 0.77 acres and currently zoned within R1D single-family residential district. Currently, the property is 1 lot with access to the intersection of Rumley Street and Chestnut Street. Site review findings, site review was not required due to the current status of the site with utilities and infrastructure already in place. On April 10th, 2024, the city engineer and planner met with the applicant to discuss the proposed re-subdivision of the parcel into 2 lots. The planner met with the applicant to discuss the city engineer recommended that a 10-foot wide easement be included on each lot, connected to the intersection of Chestnut and Rumley Streets to show a combined 20-foot wide easement for ingress and egress and public utilities for each lot in this subdivision. Section 27.12 of the 2017 revised joint zoning ordinance states that the Plan Commission shall be guided by and give consideration to the general policy and pattern of development set out in the countywide land development plan. Staff analysis, Velada Properties LLC, S Series at 1506 Rumley Street is presenting a preliminary plat for Plan Commission approval to allow for a 2-lot subdivision in order to allow for the existing single-family residential dwelling and surrounding property to be split off and to add an additional residential dwelling on the remaining land that is suitable for development. The 2 lots will share a mutual access easement with direct access to Chestnut Street to the north and the intersection of Rumley and at the intersection of Rumley and Chestnut Streets. The access and public utility easement shows a 10-foot wide easement across the eastern edge of Lot 13A and a 10-foot wide easement across the western edge of Lot 13B to provide legal access for both lots as well as the provision of public utilities. The total square footage for Lot 13A is 0.31 acres and Lot 13B is 0.57 acres. The proposed re-subdivision is properly arranged for legal access to the two lots, which allows for adequate provisions for traffic safety and access for fire protection as well as public utility coordination. Staff recommendations, staff finds the proposed two-lot subdivision conforms to the guidelines set forth in Chapter 82, Article 5, subdivisions of the City of LaPorte Municipal Code. Staff recommends approval of the preliminary plat 24-02 petition to allow for a two-lot subdivision to be called Christos Acres subdivision, submitted to the Plan Commission on May 9th, 2024.
Thank you, Craig. Any further questions from the board? Any discussion? Any? As I understand it, we have to go through the preliminary first, and then we'll move on to the final,
I'll make a
depending on
motion
the result.
to approve the preliminary.
I'll second.
Okay, then all those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? No. That's passed. So, for the final, do we need the presentation again, or?
Yeah, but they don't, just call them, I think we can just
So,
reiterate what he
should we just come up and finish the,
With regards to the final plat, I would ask that my statements earlier be incorporated into the record. Thank you.
thank you. So, I don't think.
No
we
public
need-
hearing and no staff report, just.
Right. So again, we're now gonna talk about the final. So, anybody have a?
If I could just clarify, so it's not necessary for us to consider any utility or other public improvements as a result of this, so there's really nothing to review.
Right.
So the final plat is really just a customary required step in the process at this
Okay.
point.
I'll make a motion to approve the final. Second.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? So carried. So that completes that part of the meeting. So then we move on to some new business. Resolution 2, 2024 of the City of LaPorte Plan Commission approving amendment. So this is the TIF district's concerned with the 39 North Corridor and the Boyd Boulevard allocation area. So, I'm not sure the process here, so who talks on behalf of this?
I think Bert Cook from LEAP is going to speak on behalf of the resolution.
Okay,
And then, do we need to read the resolution into record, or do we need to just take it into consideration based on the packet?
we should read it,
I can do that when he's done, unless you want me to do that now.
after he's done.
Okay.
Yeah, so just a good evening to the Plan Commission. Bert Cook, Executive Director of the LaPorte Economic Advancement Partnership. Just to give you a very brief summary of the action that you were asking you to take tonight and ultimately the resolution that you're considering. So we have two areas in the city that have recently undergone annexation, 39 North and the Boyd Boulevard area. In order to develop those properties, we look to utilize the tools that are given to us by our state legislator. One of those is allocation area, or what's commonly known as TIF districts. And so our redevelopment commission has approved a resolution beginning the process of forming an allocation area in both areas, or two separate allocation areas in both of those areas. The next step in that process is it's referred to the Plan Commission, which is why you're reviewing it tonight. It then goes to the City Council and back to the Redevelopment Commission as well. Happy to answer questions, but maybe it makes more sense for Craig to read the resolution and we can go from there.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks, Bert.
Go ahead. Resolution number 2024. Resolution of the City of LaPorte Plan Commission approving certain amendments to a declaratory resolution approved and adopted by the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission. The creation of the 39 North allocation area and the Boyd Boulevard allocation area. Whereas the City of LaPorte Plan Commission is the body charged with the duty of developing a general plan of development for the City of LaPorte, and whereas the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission previously adopted and amended a declaratory resolution establishing the LaPorte Consolidated Economic Development Area in the city and approving an economic development plan for the Economic Development Area. And whereas on May 6, 2024, the Redevelopment Commission approved and adopted a resolution amending the declaratory resolution to, 1, expand the Consolidated Economic Development Area to include A, the area shown in the map attached as Exhibit A to the 2024 resolution, known as the 39 North Expansion Area, and B, the area shown on the map attached as Exhibit B to the 2024 resolution, the Boyd Boulevard Expansion Area. 2, to designate the 39 North Expansion Area as a separate new allocation area designated as the 39 North Allocation Area. And 3, designate the Boyd Boulevard Expansion Area as a separate new allocation area designated as the Boyd Boulevard Allocation Area. And whereas the Redevelopment Commission has submitted the 2024 resolution to the Plan Commission for its approval pursuant to Indiana Code 36-7-14-16. Now therefore be it resolved by the City of LaPorte Plan Commission as follows. The 2024 resolution and the amendments to the consolidated plan contained therein conform to the plan of development for the city. 2, this Plan Commission hereby approves the 2024 resolution and the amendments to the consolidated plan contained therein. This resolution hereby constitutes the written order of the Plan Commission approving the 2024 resolution and the amendments to the consolidated plan contained therein pursuant to Indiana Code 36-7-14-16. 3, the Secretary of this Plan Commission is hereby directed to file a copy of the 2024 resolution with the minutes of this meeting. So resolved by the City of LaPorte Plan Commission this 14th day of May, 2024.
Thank you. Oops. Any questions from the board? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this point, I guess we have a motion to proceed.
So both of these can be done together since it's one?
Yeah, it's one resolution combining all 3 activities, which is the creation of 39 North Allocation Area, the Boyd Boulevard Allocation Area, and the amendment to the Consolidated Economic Development Area and its plan. So it can all be done as one resolution, so we just need a motion with regard to the passage of Resolution 2-24.
And it's a resolution, so it leaves here and it'll then go to the council.
Then goes to the council for consideration, yep.
I'll make a motion to approve and adopt the resolution as read.
I'll second.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Anybody against? So passed. Bit confused about the next item, Craig, because there doesn't seem to be anything in the packet, the Whispering Meadows.
Yeah, so, in front of you, you have, a proposed final plat for Whispering Meadows. It's the same process as the, final plat petition for what we just did with Christo's Acres. So, Mr. Ficus is here to speak on behalf of this, and I can add to the conversation after he's done.
Sure. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I think most of you know me, so, this is Whispering Meadows Phase 8.
Mitch, just state your name for the record because
Yeah.
we have a new recording secretary, just for her benefit.
Okay. Mitch Ficus, I live at 1328 Lakeside Street.
Thank you, sorry.
So it's an extension of Whispering Meadows. What we're doing is making the final loop on Allison Lane. So it'll be that closure there. It'd be 21 lots. Currently, we have approximately 120 homes built in the subdivision, and this will add to that. All this has been approved in the past, you know, from the preliminary first days of going before, many, many years ago. So we're just adding on, and we've actually already started. We have the sewer line in. We've got the water line completed. We'll be doing taps. The stormwater system is in, and we'll just keep moving forward. So this has been shared with Craig, with Nick, with Tim, with Jerry. We work very closely with them. As soon as I get the plans, I send them off to them for comments. And, you know, we call them all the time to do inspections and make sure that we're doing it correctly. So we put very good infrastructure in according to the plans and specifications.
Any challenges pop up in this area?
Not in this area. The last area we had challenges, but this area we've had no challenges so far, and it's going very smoothly. Very good soil out there. We have started one house already with the foundation in. I'm one of the few developers that actually builds the house before the development, the roads are in, so that people can move in right away. And we'll actually be starting another house in another few weeks that we sold recently, so we don't wait. We move forward pretty quick.
Any further questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So opening the floor to any public comment? I don't see any, so we'll close that part of the meeting. So staff presentation?
No staff report, but just, I would just concur with what Mitch said. The original preliminary plat was approved back in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Or sorry, mid-2000s? Yeah, sorry. It's been being developed in several phases, as you're all aware. Same development, basically, plan extended as what's already, out in Whispering Meadows. They have met in detail with all members of the various departments involved in reviewing plans and documents, and so they're just asking for your approval of the final plat document, and then they will continue the construction of the improvements and then come back to the Board of Works for approval and acceptance of those improvements once those are done.
But at this point, the staff recommendation is?
And the staff recommendation is to approve the final plat as presented. You all have a copy of the documents in front of you.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? Do I have a motion from anybody?
I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? So passed. So, that brings us on to any other business, any public comments on non-agenda items? I don't hear anything, so need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.